One. Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to
Sunsets with
Dan and Cindi.
We'll give you a minute to get everybody on there. We'll just let everybody.
Always let me just double check.
Yes,
make
give us
sure
some thumbs
that
up.
Someone is in. Okay, we're good. I think
All
we're good.
right. Well, welcome to this week's
Yay.
episode.
We always love getting to, it's about a year ago right now.
Right, 12 and a half
when
months.
we started Dan and Cindi.
Right.
Because we were bored and we needed to tell our age people stuff.
Right.
So
think about the genesis, and then it just grew into weekly videos of sharing where we were and our process. Then it grew into practical, inspirational, educational, almanac moment, tech tip.
Tech tip.
And now we've got someone in Vegas who wants to do jingles. So if you're watching, we said again last week, jingle.
Send us something.
Jingle away.
Send us something. We'd love to listen. Some of our dear friends are also Jay Rouse. So
yes.
He kind of gets first dibs,
Well, it's been a week. Let's talk about upfront. We started new last week, kind of the week at a glance, and we both have recovered after our Tour de France.
That's what we have realized when we travel now.
Right.
Not only do we need to build some space in the travel, we need to build some space pre and post.
Getting ready. That's right.
Yep.
I mean,
that's okay. The wind up and the wind down just takes a lot longer, but the game sure is fun.
When we were the kids, we kept a suitcase packed, always.
Yeah, always.
And I knew I was in trouble last week ago, when I went into the closet and just stood there.
It's like, where is my stuff?
Staring. All right, but we've recovered. Cindi, I should say, had a great double babysitting day with both Presley and Nora.
I had to call in some reinforcements, but until you were available. But it was so much fun.
Big
and that
day.
Nora, she's just crawling all over.
We went to Target.
And we went to Target, and then we had Presley come by for a little bit, and those two just chat. It is so sweet. So that was awesome. You can always find us on social media, right here on Facebook, Sandy Patty. You can find me on Instagram, Sandy Patty P, and Twitter, and then also YouTube. Have a Sandy Patty YouTube channel.
I love it.
And Thomas, and everybody give some love to Thomas.
Yes.
In fact, we've had so many requests to have Thomas on and interview him. We're going to do that. I don't know when yet.
We'll figure it out.
But we will do that because he's just been awesome. But is posting a lot of the 90s songs.
Yes.
That was kind of a turbulent thing, but some of my personal favorite music.
I always think that some of those 90s got a little bit lost as I kind of call it a little bit of a lost decade.
Life happened.
But some of the greatest Sandy Patty songs we'll be posting for you. On social media, you can find me at Don, D-O-N, Peslis, P-E-S-L-I-S, and we so appreciate all the likes and pokes and all the things that you do in the friending. We typically post something on Instagram over to Facebook, inspirational for you every day. So be looking for that. And we've got, again, a really big shoe for you tonight.
Well, we're doing question and answer time. And
quickly, let's move almanac.
I'm telling you,
it's
a fun almanac moment with Dan without Cindi.
Okay. Well, welcome to the 121st day of the year.
Ooh.
121, May 1st of 2021, and it's the 121st day.
It is May.
You can check.
It is May today.
May 1st. You can check April showers bring what?
May storms. No,
flowers. Oh, boy.
I know.
Okay. Anyway, you can find all this information. Again, Thomas will put that up on the oldfarmersalmanac.com. But guess what? How many days till summer? A week ago it was 57, so that's easy math.
So 50.
50 days. 50 days till summer, but it feels great here in Oklahoma. We've got a high of 72
that sounds
today.
like that old 70s song, doesn't it?
Yeah.
50 days till summer.
That's another one, but let's not. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
50 ways. All right. 50 days till summer. That's your brothers working there. But today's 72, partly cloudy. Beautiful, beautiful day here in Oklahoma. Probably a day much like today. We thought, let's just move to Oklahoma, shall we? But
so
always interesting here in Oklahoma weather. But again, get those almanacs. And we showed you last week the Farmer's Almanac for kids.
Yeah.
You can get every bit of this on the oldfarmersalmanac.com. And that's a great gift for the grandkids. Speaking of great gifts,
we've seen some of you post that you've gotten your Dan and Cindi mug. Hey, why don't even just go ahead and repost your picture in this feed right now, and everybody else can see.
Dan and Cindy swag. You know what? And maybe it'll be t-shirts next. And you know what? Speaking of swag and t-shirts, let's talk about the cruise because it's a nice date to put out there.
It is. So
big announcement,
one
everybody.
of the questions we got, we're just going to go ahead and tackle it right up front.
Hit it.
Will you be doing another cruise? And we can now say to you, yes, we are.
Sunsets when?
Well, guess what it's called? Caribbean Sunsets.
Caribbean Sunsets with Dan and Cindy.
I'm so excited. I'm going to be hosting it along, of course, Dan and Cindy will be there.
No, but
along with Selah.
Oh my.
Yes. And all them kids.
Todd, if you guys are watching, we can't wait. We love you guys, your family.
So much.
Ping pong, it's going to be fantastic.
Their girls are graduating. That's a whole nother thing. I can't even.
Take it. Who else?
Well, Travis Cottrell said yes.
What?
Travis Cottrell's going to be with us.
I got a man
We're
crush.
also going to have a choir again,
What?
which everybody loves. And we are going to do the song In the Name of the Lord.
Oh,
brand new recording
on.
of In the Name of
Give
the
us the
Lord.
dates.
The dates are, let's see, I put them on here.
March, I've got it for you. Let me say March 19th through 26th.
Yes.
Caribbean Sunsets
Caribbean
with
Sunsets with Dan,
Sandy, Patty,
Cindy.
Selah, and Dan and Cindy. March 19 through 26,
Yes.
2022. So it's upon us.
It is
We're
upon us.
in that planning
You can,
season.
Thomas is going to put the link up now. It's not open for registration just yet.
Okay.
But you can submit your information.
Submit.
And all you do is just, say, I want more
Submit.
details when it's available.
Right.
And you can be the first to book.
How about it?
We are so excited about that. Well,
All right. Well,
another question we're just diving in
Let's
is
go.
Dan and Cindy. Every week, and that just means we're getting more viewers.
Right.
So Dan and Cindy, you want to tell?
background? Well, it comes from the Farmer's Almanac. Pre-tiree names, that's the new buzzword. It means we may have left or thinking about, which, it's getting that time, slowing down at the office, but nothing is really slowing down in our lives. That was a buzzword last year, 2024, the Farmer's Almanac. Sandy and I, we're doing an event for our Crossings Choir, and I don't know, she said something funny, and I said, thank you, Cindy.
And and that's also another question. You
This
put
is
your
the-
hand.
This is the 1930s radio guys. They didn't have a lot of tech in the 30s in radio. Ladies and gentlemen, it was kind of
So
a
it
verb.
could make up verb, which now they can do it
Ladies
technically.
and gentlemen, exactly.
Yeah.
But that was a way to make verb in the radio hour back in the
exactly.
time when your grandparents or parents sat and listened to the radio. So that's two questions.
Yep.
But I said, all right, Cindy. And she said, well.
I said, why are you being so snarky,
You
Dan?
said,
Or
"Thank you,
something
Dan."
like that.
And Dan and Cindy was born. Now, we ask you folks to send us your pre-tiree names. That's why, what's with Don and, isn't it Don and Sandy? Yes. But our pre-tiree names are, welcome to Sunsets with,
Dan and Sunday.
there you go. Answer that question.
All right,
Next.
you answered a couple questions. So we've been telling you, every week somebody says, what is all the stuff behind you? So it is time.
All right,
to
ladies and
talk
gentlemen,
about some
drum
of
roll.
the stuff. Some of the stuff behind me. First of all, this is an actual piano
Yes.
shell.
Yes.
You can see the keyboard is on that side.
Yes.
It's an actual piano shell.
It is Baby Grand, walnut, Baby
Yes.
Grand. Thank you, Sean.
And the inside of that
Dayla.
piano was, kind of had seen its better days.
Yes.
So Sean Foster, our
And
friend
Dayla.
Dayla, found a company that makes those shells.
Well, we'll find that out.
Bookcases.
Let's
We
find
do
out.
need to
You know
find
what? We'll
that out.
find that out. I'm stepping out of the way to show you some of these things, but we'll get that info to you, Sean and Dayla. Thank you so much.
So it was at one time a working piano.
look at
It is
this.
now a bookshelf.
Let's
So
see,
okay.
what's this?
Well, Don,
What's this?
this is a Grammy.
Oh.
This is a Grammy. Now, it's kind of small. It doesn't weigh a whole lot, but boy, is it special.
It means. And tell me, how many of those do you have?
I
Cindy,
have
tell
to
us,
look at my
how many do
website.
you
I don't
have?
know.
I think you've got five. Five-time Grammy.
Five. Well, there you go. Anyway,
Okay.
that is a
We gotta
Grammy.
move quickly.
Okay, let's move quickly.
It's a
What,
speed round.
what else do you have, Dan?
Well, let's tell them this is one of those, speaking of Grammys, let's start with this photo. This is one of those great photos back here. Then I'll move to photo number 2. Can you see that?
This, me and Johnny Carson.
Here's Johnny.
Look at that. So he had literally just asked me on air, do you swear? And, I was younger and wasn't as free, and I should have just said sometimes yes. when the situation warrants it. I don't know.
Speaking of Johnny.
But, so my mom went with me to the Tonight Show. And that is Johnny's. What kind of car is that?
It's a vet.
It's a Corvette.
80s.
That
80s.
is Johnny
It's an 80s.
Carson's Corvette. And my mother said, quick, let's get a picture in front of it.
Okay.
So, that's what that
Let me
is.
put this back.
That was 1986.
Yeah, so that's an 80s vet.
Yeah,
okay.
do that.
Let's do this one here. And what do we have here?
So this is a Dove Award. This is very heavy.
Yeah, yeah.
This can kill people.
Well, you know.
It is so sharp. It literally could become a weapon.
It could.
But this is a Dove Award, and it's been my privilege to receive this a few times.
I think about 40 or 50.
So I don't
like
even
that.
know.
I know.
Stephen Curtis has the most. That's what I know.
Well, we know that. You know what? I left out this, and
what's
this
that?
is just a little bluebird. This is just a little blue. But the reason I keep that there is because of her song, and it's my favorite, and it really is hers of what she does. That's one of the questions we'll deal with now. What is
Do
her
it.
favorite
Yeah,
song?
My favorite song to sing.
But when she sings it, it's her testimony, and this is a little sparrow.
His eyes on the sparrow.
And I keep that because she's my little songbird. I
Aw,
just love you so much.
that's so sweet.
You're my little songbird.
You know, when we were
Okay.
with Women of Faith, that was my security name.
Yes.
Like-
well, look at this.
So,
This is nice.
one
too.
of our favorite things to do
Oh.
together is sports.
Yes.
Okay, and I love my Indianapolis Colts. This is a picture. Let me see if I can get it without glare here.
Yes. Well,
Me
you can see.
and Bill Pullian,
Then GM.
then
of-
general manager of the Indianapolis Colts, and the Lombardi Trophy.
Yes. Let me get the date of that.
Yes.
That was 20 years. And this was, it says, presented to Sandy Patty in appreciation of over 20 years supporting, which we had a golf tourney. Sandy had a, I should say, golf tourney over 20 years that raised
Super Bowl, baby!
dollars
Super Bowl!
through St. John's Health System for
And
tell them about that.
so Bill Pullian actually let us
Yes.
put Trey's ring on.
Oh,
And Ben Utek was on the team
and
during that
several
time.
of you, I've got several kids holding pictures, holding
Yes, we do.
Let's quickly.
This this is from one of the books that I wrote, my very first book called Broken on the Back Row. It's the Angel Award from 2006 for Best Book Inspirational Autobiography, and that just meant a great deal to me because there's a lot of messy stuff
Yes.
in that book.
Here's another good one.
Oh, and this is Women of Faith. This was our last tour.
Oh.
This was our last. You guys, so special.
Well, there's another little trophy, but I'm going to have to show you
This is my. So you guys, this might be my favorite
know.
thing
I
in
know.
here. Couple of years ago, I got to participate in Dancing with the Stars, Oklahoma version.
Yes.
Dancing for a Miracle. My partner David Heyer and I did really, really well, and we got this trophy.
did.
And it's like, push the Grammys aside, push the Dove Awards aside. I got me a dancing trophy. And let's just do one more thing, and then we can do more. I mean, this
Okay.
is kind of like showing slides here.
It is
But
a little bit. One more.
I love
Okay,
candles.
there it is. There it is.
I love candles.
There it is.
I just love candles. I always have. I love the aroma. Sometimes I'll take the artificial ones into the hotel with me. And
We always take one on the road.
one of the things that I have done, this kind of goes to another question, so I'll just linger here a minute. When the kids were really little and you worked from home, I mean, and I would travel and you'd kind of hold point, and I
Yes.
thank you
We did
for that.
We did great.
But I would take a candle, I would take my Bible and a picture of my family, and I would set up the ironing board and put like a cloth that had come
Prayer
from the
cloth.
house, and that would be just my reminder of the things that are important to me. So
Tell them about this candle.
so this candle is from Rustic Cuff. Y'all know that I love Rustic Cuff, and they make candles, and I think you can see the cross there. Earlier in COVID, it said faith over fear, but thank you, Rustic Cuff, for just
We'll put that website
loving
up.
me
We
so
love our
much. Jill
Cindi.
Donovan,
Yes.
and I want to get her on the show, actually.
That's another one we
Yeah.
need to, Jill, but thank you. And there's, some, believe it or not, out there, folks, there's guy stuff. Some really, really cool.
really awesome.
Remember the beads?
Like leather bands.
And Sandy rolls the beads.
Yeah.
And she'll often, with her rustic cuff, say the Lord's Prayer in combination with Psalm 23.
Yeah.
So, Jill, we love you. We love the company. Great people, good products. Rustic cuff.
You know, you
All right.
talked about the Lord's Prayer, and that kind of leads us into another question. Tell us the story again behind why you all started saying the Lord's Prayer. You start, and I'll dive in.
One of the ancient practices of the early church fathers were called breath prayers. And that meant, I think that's what the Apostle Paul was getting at when he said, pray without ceasing. Sometimes it's not so much that it's lengthy, which we know Jesus really didn't want us to pray those lengthy prayers out in public, but it's keeping that breath prayer. So they might just, with the Lord's Prayer, our Father who art in heaven, our Father, our Father, our Father who art in heaven. Today, may it be as it is on earth, as it is in heaven, on earth. So it just might be a fragment, but the fragment of that Lord's Prayer was something that we began as a breath prayer, as I really began studying liturgy and basing what we do on the chapel at Crossings, on the Book of Common Prayer and really simple liturgy, the breath prayer.
And in the evening,
Yes.
we began to, let's pray this.
Yes.
So we'd say the whole prayer together.
Yes.
And then it said, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Yes.
And we started putting our kids' names in there.
Yes.
Thy will be done for Anna and Colin, Maddie, as it is in heaven. Thy will be done in, And that began to make it really, really special.
Yes.
We have a lot of kids, so it took a long time.
It did.
But thy will be done in my parents, as it is in heaven.
Yes.
Thy will be done in our church tomorrow morning, as it is in
Yes.
heaven. It suddenly makes that very personal.
And that's really Dr. Eugene Peterson in his one of his intros in the Message Bible. Remember that?
Yes.
That also was part of it, that he said that living, that on earth as it is in heaven, that's really what wisdom is defined as robust sanity. Living in robust, so that prayer,
robust sanity.
when we say on earth as it is in heaven, that really means living this life as through Christ. When we experience Christ, we're able to experience it in robust sanity as it was meant to be lived.
Yes.
So there's really kind of the story.
I do love that.
Try, and again, I would encourage you this week, our Father who art in heaven. Just a portion of it, use that as your breath prayer.
Couple quick things.
Let's go.
Favorite food? You go, then I'll go.
You know, it's always right for pizza. I guess Katie,
Katie.
our daughter-in-law, Katie P., our daughter-in-law, and
Uh-huh.
Poppy, we love pizza.
Yeah.
Go, favorite food.
Mexican. Anything Mexican food.
Meatloaf's number 2.
Meatloaf is my comfort food when I come home, but
All right.
never go wrong.
Go.
Okay. Favorite song to sing? We answered that.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite song you enjoy singing?
Probably the prayer with you.
The prayer. I
With
do.
you,
I
you
love
know,
that.
And I enjoy, favorite song though that I love to sing would have to go to Gaither, a nod to Bill and Gloria.
Right.
There's something, a song that just gets me. There's something about that name. Whew.
You know, when
Danny Gaither sang it like
Oh.
nobody. Nobody else.
when at the conference, the Oklahoma State, did we already talk about that?
Not yet, we could. Let's wait to say that at the end.
Okay, it's a crossings
Go ahead.
moment. I
Yes.
really thought we had already
No,
talked
we haven't.
about
No,
that.
that we talked
Okay.
about. That's okay. Let's go to
Okay,
speed
Don,
round.
I'm adopted. I'm ready to go down that DNA train. Do you have any advice?
Yes. Prepare yourself. Look in the mirror and say, and ask yourself this question: am I okay? Do I like who I see looking back at me?
Yeah.
Make sure you're set. And you can get me at Don Peslis at crossings.church. Don Peslis at crossings.church.
Is that your email?
I'll
That's
walk
awesome.
with you because it's the greatest. My story is one of the greatest. But you got to be prepared that whether I find out good or bad, because every story is a little bit of wonderful and tragedy. But you can email me and I'll walk through with you. Thank you for trusting us enough. But be prepared. Prepare yourself and just and go. All right.
That's very sweet. I love this question, and this person is so right on the money. I noticed at the end of the song "Forever Grateful" on the album,
Okay.
you did a little nod to the melody of "The Stage Is Bare." Was that intentional, kind of a full circle moment? Yes, it was. And well done.
Well noticed.
Yes.
Right.
But yeah, it just felt like it needed to be that way.
So it's good.
So
Tasty.
anyway, that was really sweet. All right. In any celebrities that you would genuinely be starstruck, and then I'll answer too.
Well, I have to say.
I know what you're going to say.
I'd have to say Harrison Ford.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Really. Yes, I mean, there's so many good ones. I love Harrison Ford. I mean, I love the Indiana Jones. But Tom Hanks, agreed. Tom Hanks, I would love to meet him. I just absolutely think he's just a great guy, and he plays such great characters. But
would you be starstruck? Like, would you? You always know what to say, though. You'll sing a Journey song to a Journey guy when you meet him. But that actually happened.
But how about you?
Well,
I know.
Certainly Barbara Streisand.
Well, I didn't want to go singers. I've got some singers. We can come back to that.
But I mean, she's an actress.
Agreed.
She, I think I would not know. Like, what do you say to Barbara Streisand? Yeah. I know. How's your week been?
I know.
I mean, I'd probably just start there.
I would literally cry, though, if I met Andre Bocelli.
Oh, gosh.
I would just weep.
Yeah.
I would just weep because he
You know who else I love as an actress is Meryl Streep. She's
agreed.
Just everything. And I'm so deeply... Yes, Julie Andrews.
I thought that would be...
I'm so deeply, deeply sad that Chadwick Boseman has moved to heaven. Because we fell in love with him when we saw the movie 42.
Yes.
And he played the life of Jackie Robinson.
Yes.
And what determination in that young man. And I just...
the depth of person.
Yes.
You can't play that kind of character without depth. And so he was just super special.
All right.
Okay. All right. Do we have any Indiana shows? Speaking of shows coming up. I see that hand.
I have an answer.
What do you got?
Yuletide celebration is happening this year with the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra. It will be, it'll start Thanksgiving weekend
earlier this year.
And will go through December the 23rd. So we are so excited. Tickets are not on sale yet, but you can go to the Indianapolis Symphony website, sign up for information. The minute tickets go on sale, and I'm telling you, it is a hot ticket. I don't care who's hosting.
Well, but I'll say this. She won't say this, but it always sells out when Sandy hosts it. So you need to get on there as soon as you can. And again, it's a Indiana family yearly thing.
It is unbelievable. Live orchestra, live singers, dance. It's just
Maestro Jack
Everly, and our best producer in the whole wide world, Ty Johnson. So Yuletide celebration is happening. I will be in Indiana a whole lot. All right, what is one of our favorite things to do with each other?
You know what? We've talked a little bit about this question before the show, and this one could take the remaining 7 minutes of the show because and this isn't corny. We really found this out. We've known it, but we really experienced it in the COVID, that we love doing everything together.
Yeah, I mean...
It could be breakfast.
Yeah.
It could be devotions. Mm-hmm. It could be watching, our favorite sitcom together. TV, we love that at night. One of my favorite times. We love traveling.
I think that's probably our favorite thing to do, which is why our dream, I don't know, it's on our wish list. Is to get an RV sometime because then we will be home wherever we are.
Dan and Cindi coming to a driveway near you.
Get our kids those special plugs for Christmas. Merry Christmas!
They know we're serious with the 220 plug is purchased. But we love traveling. My nose is itching for somewhere. Someone's thinking about me. I'm so sorry. But
there's a question a question about allergies.
Yes.
During allergy season.
Yes.
How do you keep your voice healthy?
You go.
How do you keep all that? Because I'm telling you, in Oklahoma, it is hard.
So go.
So vitamin C, big, huge. Vitamin C, lots and lots and lots of water. Let me tell you the thing about water is it's going to help you the next day. So if you're supposed to sing, you got to hydrate the day before.
So let's say tomorrow we're singing Sunday. Yeah. It's not about hydrating then. We've got to hydrate today.
Exactly. There's also a couple of things I want to show you that have been amazing. So this thing is called My Pure Mist. Thomas, I didn't tell you about this ahead of time, so hopefully you can find the link. But it's called
Let me look at the name. Keep
My
talking.
Pure Mist. Now, it is a little bit of an investment. It's a little bit over $100.
Yeah.
But what it does, it just creates steam. I actually put peppermint oil on the inside, like not in the water, and then you just kind of breathe it. And it helps your nose. It helps your your throat, open up. So
you've even used it on your ears.
I have used it on my ears when my ears feel stuffed, especially after flying. I have been sitting down. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Hello,
but
Cindi.
it just it adds some steam. Then here's the kicker.
Yeah.
Neil Med Neti Pot. Dr. Neil Med Neti Pot.
Yes.
I'm just going to tell you right
I'll
now,
hold
it
it for the viewers.
is
You
awesome.
can see it up against my turquoise shirt.
It is like waterboarding yourself.
You know what?
And it sounds terrible to the person living in the house with you.
It's for real.
But after you do My Pure Mist,
Yes.
and then just read the instructions. There's plenty of videos on YouTube to learn how to use this. I am not demonstrating
Well,
it.
one of the key things too is make sure that you keep this thing sanitized.
Right.
Those of you that use CPAC or any of those kind of things understand that
Yeah.
keeping this clean
Right.
is numero uno.
Yeah.
And using it regularly. Go ahead. Keep
Using
going,
it
Cindi.
regularly.
Keep going.
So often that is the first thing I do in the morning is I
Great
use
tip.
the Pure
Great.
Mist.
That's kind of a tech tip.
And then if you need to take like an allergy Claritin or something,
Yeah.
try to avoid the D unless you absolutely
That
have
D
to have it
also-
because D dries you out badly.
See?
But sometimes you just
Yeah.
have to do that. I always keep a lozenge in my mouth as well. My dentist is not pleased with that, but it just kind of helps keep hydrated. So those are just a couple of things to sort of be proactive
Can
with
I add
all
one
the
thing?
allergies. Yeah.
That the only thing I do is that gets me out here, the ragweed and or red cedar. So I've had to go get a shot, and it's called Kenalog. Kenalog sounds like Kellogg's cereal. And there's also a mix that my physician gives me long and short and long acting, and it's amazing. It is literally amazing. I'll get that maybe once a year. So that's only if you get to where the nose is just running like a faucet. But we know as singers, it convinced me to move from, I kept all these years of singing, a little slice of gum because it kept so much
A lot
spit.
of our friends do that.
It's just a quarter, not even a half stick, a quarter stick. It's all about keeping the mouth, I hate to say it, but spit. You know, if you get dry mouth singing, you're dead in the water.
Yep.
All right?
And if you stop and take a drink, then you have to reload.
That's reload.
Always warm up and warm down too.
Yes.
That is so critical
Yes.
to do that. Okay,
Yes.
I want to make sure
Come on.
we get to so many of these. Where can we find sheet music and tracks? That is such a great question, and there really is not a great answer. They used to be available all the time. Now you found a lot of stuff. What's the website you go to?
Well, we have
Music.
two. We
Yes.
have praise charts
Yeah.
and praise charts.
Praise
and
Charts doesn't necessarily have my stuff.
But and
I
you
don't
said
think. musicnotes.com.
musicnotes.com. Both of those. Thomas will put those praise charts. Musicnotes.com. We find a lot of things in multiple keys. For instance, neither one of us are singing as high as we used to do, but you can find many of Sandi's songs or multiple songs out of him in 7 or 8 keys. So
Yeah.
that's really beneficial.
Yeah.
We use
So
them a lot.
musicnotes.com. You
Yes.
can get a specific.
Yes.
I wish there were a better answer. It's all about more the publisher and not the person who
Right.
sings the song.
Right.
And any tracks. So I guess again, iTunes
Probably.
has probably more tracks than I've seen.
I mean, we used to get master tracks.
And
all
sometimes
those
you can just
Sparrow
get
tracks.
lucky and just go to iTunes and then download that. It doesn't affect me at all because I'm not the songwriter.
Right.
So, but iTunes I think is the place right now. The companies are just not releasing them like they used to. Boy, I wish they would. But that's just kind of where they are. But hopefully iTunes and Music Notes.
Good.
Let's see. We have 2 upcoming shows.
Yes.
We have, you want to say these?
Well, June 18th.
June 18th.
June 18th. June 18th. Sorry for that. In Lancaster, PA. And that will be at the, I didn't write it down where it is, but you can check the website, sandypatty.com. These are going to all be there, but June 18 and 19. So you got a little bit of time. We're rolling into May, but that's next month. And the 19th, she'll be in Waynesboro, Virginia.
Yeah.
Again, Lancaster, PA, June 18, Waynesboro, Virginia. June 19th. So look at those dates as well.
I want to close with one last question, but I do feel like I want to just address someone who talked about they're dealing with anxiety from the last year. And first of all, I just thank you for being brave enough to say that out loud. You are not the only one, and I don't say that to minimize at all your anxiety. I say that to say you are not alone in it. And the question was phrased, I feel like I am not trusting God enough. And I just want to tell you that I go through seasons of great anxiety where something just comes over me. And I think about two things, 2 times in the Old Testament when the Lord parted the water. The first time, Moses put his staff and parted. The second time, he told the priest, stop praying and get moving. In other words, we have some responsibility to make some steps forward. There are classes like Celebrate Recovery. Yes. There are wonderful books out now about anxiety and depression, and that's one reason. Dr. Henry Cloud, absolutely. That's one reason I use my beads. I just roll my beads with the Lord's Prayer, the 23rd Psalm, the Lord's Prayer, the 23rd Psalm. And I find if I say something out loud to someone or I write it, that's a very intimate thing to do, but it helps me so much. And I will come to Don sometimes and say, can you just listen? I've got some things I need to say out loud. So I don't know if that helps you, but there are resources out there. You can take the journey by yourself, or Celebrate Recovery is a great place that has other people who are walking alongside in the same season that you are. So last question, and I love this question. You both look great. You look like you've lost weight since COVID.
Thank you.
So how do you manage your health?
Great. Well, this is almost a Canizo
moment. Yes,
www.conizo.com. And again, what we hope to at Canizo to bring you really the resources, the materials, the information, your one-stop shop as a new organization, company that's launching to help you live well. And we hope we do that. But you know what, again, I fall back to my daily routine of spirit, mind, and body. Yep. And we really, every day, I'll send a checklist to Sandy of the daily BCP. Here's our prayers for the Book of Common Prayer. Mm-hmm. You can get that online. That lists our scriptures. So every day, check that box. Go ahead and think about checking that box for the spirit. Every day, think about learning something new. Keep learning. Keep your mind. As we age, boomers and pre-retirees, we've got to keep, whether it's Sudoku or crosswords or just trying to remember all your grandkids and their birthdays.
Yeah.
Okay? Or did
There's a spreadsheet maybe for that.
She does have that. But keep the mind, just make it a goal. Learn something new every day. And last but not least, get out and walk. Walking, move, do something that requires you to engage your body more than what you would think of. Now that's a simple, and I talk about this weekly on my blog that you can find at canizo.com or also on our Instagram, and Sandy will repost it. But every day, do something for that. We were made that way. Yeah. Isn't it interesting that we say Father, Son, and Holy Spirit? We were made spirit, mind, and body. And I have to thank the YMCA of the USA.
It's true.
Really, and did you know that Oswald Chambers, one of our most read devotion books of all time, Oswald Chambers was an on-field YMCA chaplain. And that's where he passed in World War.
And you grew up
at the YMCA.
A lot of your afternoons at the YMCA.
Spirit, mind, and body. So let's talk and close up about crossings. Is that where you're heading?
I am. I will say you're much better at the whole health thing than I am. Okay. But I am I'm trying to do what's best for me.
But we're a team.
We are a team, and you are so sweet. But I'm just saying there are some things that come easier for me than you.
Well, yeah.
And the health thing comes easier for you than me. But I just have to choose. So my word this week up on our little calendar, do you see what I put?
Yes, go ahead.
Purpose toward. Like I need to purpose toward adding fish to our diet.
Right.
which we're having as soon as we're done here.
I love that.
And so it is an ongoing process for me, but routine really does help me a lot. So crossings.
Again, we're going to wind down. We've gone a little bit long this week, but there's so many. Thank you for your questions.
I know,
which
we still didn't
love,
get to all of them.
and we may have to do a couple weeks of this. But again, tomorrow we love Cindi's artist in residence, and she'll be joining me in the chapel at 8:30. But at 9:30 Central and 11 Central at crossings.church, www.crossings.church. Join us in either the blended or the contemporary services tomorrow. And Marty's continuing a great
Amazing
series on Job.
Yeah.
And how as many of us are coming through, as Sandy, the question talked, and we've shared, literally out of the fog of this pandemic.
Yeah.
And finding ourselves navigating new normals.
Yeah.
What does the book of Job have to say? Is it applicable? And it really has been amazing. So, Pastor Marty, we love you. We thank you. We know you're watching. And we're looking forward to tomorrow as he continues the Unwavering series.
Yeah.
So,
and along with Crossings, we get to be part of an amazing event next Friday, May the 7th.
yes.
It is called Oklahoma State Conference for the Aging.
Yes.
And, they consider
That OSC,
aged
yeah.
at 55.
Right. I mean, it's
55.
the Denny's meal.
Woo!
At 55, you get the remember that?
But we are so excited about it, the whole conference.
Yes.
It's free. You can come and attend. You can also stream it online, but you need to go and register just because they want to make sure space-wise.
Right.
And if you're joining online, they just want to make sure they've got all the right connections so you can have it. Don and I are one of the featured speakers.
The afternoon keynote.
Dan and Sandi.
Dan and
So we're it's kind of our first official gig is Dan and Cindi. So I don't know. But we're very excited about it. They're going to talk about, senior fraud and how seniors get taken advantage of and
Medicare, Medicaid, signing up,
yes,
insurance,
all that stuff.
finances.
So it's available. It'll be 9 to 3. Thomas, we love you. He'll put that link up. Again, it is free. But so please join us.
Next week,
May
May
the 7th.
All right.
The Friday before Mother's Day. I think that's it. Should we maybe close with just saying the Lord's Prayer?
Let's do that together.
And then after we finish saying it all together, and wherever you are, say it along with us. Then as we say amen, why don't you just type in the comments, amen.
Okay.
Shall
we? Our Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever and ever.
Amen.
Amen.
Hey, thanks for joining us this evening. Thanks again for the questions. We just love hearing from you. Make sure tomorrow in Crossings, if you joined the chat, tell them Dan and Cindi sent you.
We will see you next week on Facebook, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, and we have a new one.
It's going to be 9:30 in Brazil, and guess what?
Boom!
Still in Australia.
Tomorrow. Love you, Brazil.
See you next week.